Morning, Jen.
Morning.
So, for those of you that are listening, this is lovely Jen, who I met, what, 3, 4 years? 3, 4 years
Uh,
ago?
3 years, three and a bit years.
Can't believe how quick time has gone. Um, and I've just literally dragged Jen in. I messaged her 10 minutes ago and said, "What are you doing now?" Because I've just rearranged a client for a different day. So I've got a spare hour. And Jem's like, well, you're in the middle of moving house, you're packed up to the hilt, struggling to find a cup and a teaspoon, but managed it. And I was just like, I just wanted to have a real quick chat so that you could share with other people the experiences that you've had with
Yeah.
sort of how we've met. Because like it's still, although sort of mediumship and spiritual world and communication is all becoming more widely understood or accepted because there's more exposure to it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like if we can just like chat about it in real time, like just show who we are, let people
Yeah.
um, see the real experiences, then that's great because from my perspective, the difference I see in other people is one thing, but for other people to be able to share their experiences. So, how was it we met? What was the first port of call?
Well, I remember, I think you just came up on my Facebook news feed, and I was like, oh, I was like, because I was having a few issues with my horse Bear, and it was just interesting to get an insight of kind of what was going on in his head,
Yeah.
quite a lot apparently,
I
and
do remember that visit very well. Yeah.
And everything, even though I knew some stuff of him with his regarding his racing days and things like that, a lot of what you said made so much sense. And there was kind of a couple of light bulb moments that it was like, yeah, I kind of get that. I can see why he's doing that. I understand now what he wants, what he needs.
Yeah.
Um, and you've come out to him a couple of times now, and even though he does tend to go back to 1990, wherever he's going, um, he
It does.
he's very happy in his environment now, and his surroundings, his work, and the bond between us is still just getting better and better every single time. Um, just amazing, absolutely amazing.
So what is it? What do you feel changed by sort of me coming out and sharing what he showed me? Like, it's not even just what changed. What was it like? Obviously, you were very open anyway. You're very open to
Yeah.
mediumship and spirit world. So, but for people who um haven't experienced it, not so much that people may be closed, but haven't
Mhm.
experienced it, what point? What was it when we were there, maybe on that first visit, where you went, "This is definitely coming from Bear"? Like,
Just things that he was doing that you wasn't aware he was doing until he told you, and that gave me clarification.
yeah,
It was kind of like, he was showing you certain things. I remember that, and I think, oh God, yeah, that does make sense. Or it was like, yeah, that's spot on what he's doing or why he's doing it, etc.
yeah,
Um, and you knew a little bit about his past. He told you why he stopped coming out the stalls, and it everything just all adds up, and it makes so much sense. I mean, to the fact that he told you he was fed up of getting beaten. He was fed up of the same thing over and over again. And that is why you can ride my horse carrying a whip, but my God, you cannot use it on him. Absolutely not. No. And it makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
It's just, there was a little light bulb moments time and time and time again. And it was like, yeah, I know this horse, but now I really know this horse.
And I've been privy to seeing the connection grow because obviously I've come out and worked with you with the other side of my work,
Yeah.
where I've like most people watching this may or may not know that I've been in the equine industry like literally since a teenager. So I've worked with not problem horses, troubled horses and troubled owners for many, many years. So I worked through connecting the human and the horse together to create a better relationship. So this kind of the communication and mediumship side. has always been there. I just wasn't aware of it. So now I do. Obviously, I work massively on this alone, as well as
Yeah,
some some combinations work together, which I have been doing with you,
yeah,
with you and Bear. But also, I do human mediumship as well. Now, I seem to remember there's one little experience I'd love us to share. So I went round to Jen's to actually do communication with your cats, which I believe to this day we've still never actually achieved. Because because through sad circumstances, I ended up with your husband, who's passed
yeah,
over, uh, basically using me as a vessel to talk to you about a few things. And
yeah.
so the cats didn't get a look in. But would you be happy to just share a little bit about sort of that experience? Because that was more of a human mediumship
Yeah,
that wasn't really expected, but like that was
yeah.
that was an
So
interesting.
Matt came round to basically communicate with my four cats, which have now five, as we have a kitten. Um, and the poor cats, like Matt said, we didn't get a look in because Steve suddenly, literally, come through the door, and it was like, "Hello, I'm here." And for I think it was like, what was it, 3 hours, 3.5 hours? Oh my God! And Steve, bless his heart, he was yeah, certain words which we won't
No,
use.
no, not here, darling, not
um,
here. We won't say
no,
those. No.
we knew it was Steve. I definitely knew it was him. And uh, the biggest thing for me that what I put in his coffin, nobody knew. Nobody other than myself knew what went into that coffin. And Steve, through Matt, told him what I'd put in that coffin from four items,
Mm.
and nobody else knew. No one.
I can't even
So
remember
that
now what they were, but like, because obviously it
it
was
was
Steve,
it
it
was
wasn't me.
it
Um,
was my hair, the horse hair, cat's hair, and an angel.
that was it. The
Yeah,
angel, that's the bit that sticks out like
yeah, yeah,
unbelievably. But you know,
yeah,
there's when I'm in that place, in that connection, I can't always remember what I've said when I come out
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because it's like it's not me, I'm a vessel.
yeah.
I just started talking with a bit of a accent then, didn't I?
I'm saying nothing.
I must stop doing. Oh, stop doing. I'm sorry. Like, if anybody works with me one to one and you have an accent, I will start copying it. I do not do it on purpose. Although when I was talking to Jen the other day, because Jen also does horse transport in her 3.5 tonner, she's got a
I do.
lovely pink lorry in memory of Steve, which is affectionately known as Pig, which is lovely. Um, But I was talking to Jen and I suddenly started talking a Liverpudlian accent. I was like, what am I doing? And Jen goes, I've just sent a quote to somebody in Liverpool. I'm like, what is going on? Anyway, so yeah, if you want transport at all, like in the UK, Jen's based in Derbyshire and is very reliable and very lovely
Thank you.
on transport. Um, so there was another really defining moment. So whilst there was two things. I'm keeping an eye on the time to make sure I don't ramble on. But there's two experiences I'd love you to share with people. One was the words Zebedee on speed. I
Oh my
remember
God.
coming out of my
Yeah.
mouth. Can you kind of share what that was about?
So before we moved to Derbyshire, before I met Steve as well, I had two dogs, a German Shepherd and a Springer Cross Collie, and they both passed away 2018. Um, and when Matt came to speak to the cats, but ended up talking to Steve, the dogs came through as well, and he said, "Oh, I've got uh, a little dog here." He said the only way to describe it is Zebedee on speed, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's exactly how I used to describe Jack. He was just like Zebedee on speed because he was nuts. He was absolutely off his rocker all the time."
I remember that, and I remember having a German Shepherd on my at my side, focused on me, just following
Yeah,
me up and down. Like obviously in
yeah,
spirit world, everybody, because she'd already passed. And
yeah.
then I remember walking down your kitchen, going, "Oh my God, it's Zebedee on speed," and it was just. And there's no one more surprised than me. Like every time I work with somebody as a one-to-one, or when I do my mediumship evenings, there's no one probably more surprised than me. Goes, "Oh my God, wow!" Like because I like obviously I trust in it, but it's still like when I'm working with my horses and I do groundwork and we get a sideways step, I still go, "Oh my God, it works!" Like I get really excited. Um, and I will, and until the day where I don't get excited about something, I'm going to keep going,
Yeah. Yeah.
and learning and developing. And then there was one more experience that
Oh, Aunt
really,
Valerie.
oh, do you know what? I've gone all shivery as we talk about this. Oh, goose bimbles all over me
Oh, that
because
was, we were sat in the living room, weren't we?
we were, and it was
And all of a
bloody
sudden,
freezing. Oh, I swore. It was freezing, everybody,
I
just
told,
saying.
it's an old house, it's very cold. And yeah, and we were just general chit chatting. And then all of a sudden, this smoke has just come from, like a mist type has come from my side of the settee. So we kind of stopped talking and just admired this mist, thinking, oh, maybe it's from like the steam off my cup of tea, but my tea was cold. Matt thought it was an incense stick. There was nothing going. And it just kind of floated in the middle of the room, and it was just like, okay. Sorry, excuse my cat who's just decided to. um,
Hello, Timothy
and
Parker.
it's Timothy Parker, bless him. And all of a sudden, Matt's hands went like that, and he said, I'm in a wheelchair. And I was like, oh my God, that's my great Aunt Valerie, who the last time I saw her, well, she come back off holiday and I was
Yes,
working at
because I was
Birmingham
at the
Airport.
airport, wasn't I? I was at an
Yeah,
airport.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And I saw her in a wheelchair and she had really bad rheumatoid arthritis or something like that, bless her. Um, but I don't know much about her because I'd not seen her for a very, very long time. And straight away, she presents herself. That's I think she presents herself that way, so I knew who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, great Aunt Valerie. So and then a couple of days after that, every time I went into a shop, Valerie with Amy Winehouse kept playing.
No, I
And she'd been
remember.
around for a few days.
I remember you messaging me going, "Oh my God, it's Valerie again on the radio, in the car, in the co-op, and somewhere
Yeah,
else." I was like, "It's just amazing," and
yeah,
I always feel so blessed and humbled, and also like I go away and kind of drive away going, "That really just happened." Like wow. But that smoke, like if I never did any work like this again, ever, that experience of that smoke coming across to me from you, and then just sort of almost like it was going to make an outline of a face and then just
yeah,
disappear. I remember
yeah.
me and you looking at each other like, ah. You said to me, "You can see that, right?" And I went, "Yes." We both just
There's
sat
no
there like,
explanation for it. There was nothing
no.
around at all. Nothing.
It was as if I'd got a tea light and just gone right in front of you
Yeah,
and just and it was
yeah,
I remember saying to you as well, check your phone, is the charger on fire? Because I thought maybe that
yes,
was
yeah.
smoking, remember? And
There was
so
just nothing.
nothing. It
No,
just like it never ceases to amaze me and um make me feel excited about life and that there is
yeah.
more.
Oh
Um,
God, definitely. Yeah,
more than we understand.
yeah,
So, what would you just briefly before we finish? Because I'm really conscious of the fact that I can gabble on for Britain, um, and I don't want to have to do any editing. I just want to put this out as it is. But what would you say has been like the biggest shift or change for you since sort of me meeting you doing the first communication with Bear? And obviously, I've come and worked with you a little bit on the ground.
yeah.
In fact, we've got a year's worth of lessons booked in the diary
We have.
um, to come and work with you, groundwork and ridden. But what would you
Yeah.
say since I first met you and started to work with you? with Bear, the communication, obviously with Steve, um, and all of that. What would you say has been the biggest sort of growth or development or change in your life?
I just see things from a different perspective. From my horse's perspective, um, knowing that Steve's around, and just more of a positive outlook on life.
Yeah,
Even though he's not here physically,
yeah,
but he's around.
yeah.
Um, and sometimes I know he's around. There's a shift in the atmosphere. Always a good feeling, obviously. I've smelt his aftershave down the stairs. I came downstairs one day, and the cat, and my log burner started by itself.
God,
So
yes.
yeah, so it still helps around the house. But yeah, a more positive outlook on life and seeing things through a different perspective, especially through my horse.
Yeah.
With what you've gone through. Oh God, sorry, there's another train of cats coming through.
I love it. Well,
um,
this was impromptu, no preparation. Literally, you had about 5 minutes. I said, I'll give you long enough to make a cup of tea. And that was it. We're on. Um,
uh, but yeah, a more clear understanding of life and how my horse views his life, and things like that, and how he thinks, and yeah, generally that's, yeah, definitely that 100%.
awesome.
You've been spot on with everything, absolutely. And I think I have you out for Steve and the cats in June.
Think it, yes, I'm
Um,
preparing myself for that one because Steve will be like, oh, I have a vessel. Marvelous.
and Valerie will be there.
Valerie, hey. Well, I think actually that I'm really looking forward to that because the energy is going to be so different because you'll have moved,
Yeah, yeah,
and everything will be changed
yeah,
so much. So, and from my perspective, from first meeting you to now, obviously, when I first met you, Steve was still with us,
yeah,
and then it wasn't long after before he passed, and
yeah,
so we kind of I've got to know you. You've become very much a friend over the last few
yeah.
years. And the biggest difference, do you know what? From my perspective, looking on, you're so much more chill. Like there is like not the like Wallace from whatever his name was from Different Strokes. We're talking about Wilson. There's not that. Like you're just like, okay, this is life. And
Yeah,
it took me quite a few years to be able to just be able to go, okay, yeah, that's life. That's happening.
yeah.
And to just be okay with whatever is.
I
Anyway,
think leaving my job has played a big part on that, because that was probably 95% of my stress.
oh, completely. We have to sometimes take steps that are a little bit scary
Yeah,
because we don't know what net is there. Hi, Timothy. Because sometimes we have to take that leap of faith and trust that something's going to come and catch us. Uh,
yeah,
that's a whole other conversation that I'm not going to start now. But that's another part of my work. So there's so many different aspects of areas that I work in, but it all connects together.
yeah,
And I thoroughly love it. Like my aim is always to help other people and the animals to be able to help themselves.
yeah.
That's my aim in life. Thank you so much, Jen, for
You're
your
welcome.
impromptu time this morning. I've stolen off you. Um, so I'm going to bid you farewell, and
Thank you.
I'll speak to everybody very, very soon. Thank you for listening, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.